Major breaking news to tell you about. Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested, according to TMZ. According to the New York Times, he was indicted in New York by a federal grand jury and was just taken into custody in Manhattan. As we know, he's been the subject of an investigation for some time now, Marla.
Fox 11 was first on the scene, in fact, in March. Here's that shot from Sky Fox when federal agents raided his Holmby Hills. So this is connected to that raid. There was also a raid of his property in Miami. His team tonight, his attorney putting out a statement saying, quote, he is an imperfect person but is not criminal, and goes on to say that they are disappointed with the decision to pursue what they believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs.
So we're going to have a lot more on this throughout the night.
So Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio, because right now I'm just playing the breaking news of Diddy being arrested. Now, of course, you want to see justice for the illegal actions of Sean P. Diddy Combs. But on the other hand, as a fan of hip hop, this is just sad to see, because whether y'all want to recognize it or not, Diddy is arguably the top 3 most influential figure in hip hop as far as the genre. Whether you're talking about being the founder of Bad Boy Records, and some may be wondering why so much emotion for a Diddy getting arrested. Well, this podcast is titled The Notorious Mass Effect. Notorious B.I.G. had a huge influence on me as far as creating this podcast, who also had an influence on the person I was influenced by, P. Diddy, who produced a lot of Notorious B.I.G.'s work, more specifically Ready to Die and Life After Death, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. So getting into somebody who revolutionized the genre of hip hop, getting into somebody who had philanthropic efforts as far as pushing the genre forward and having a lot of the other crowd looking at us and putting us in more powerful positions based off of the business acumen that literally helped shape the culture of hip hop in the 90s and beyond. P. Diddy had a critical role of influencing and building up some of the biggest names in hip hop. But throughout these tidbits that I'm giving you, I want you to know that I am in no fashion condoning his actions, because of course they were illegal, which is why this is happening in the first place. So ladies and gentlemen, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in Manhattan following a grand jury indictment. The specific charges, of course, is undisclosed, but due to the ongoing legal troubles, including sexual assault and sex trafficking allegations, this is no joking matter. As Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, I think that's how you say it, I don't even know what that last name is, labeled the prosecution as unjust, asserting Diddy's innocence and cooperation throughout the investigation. Throughout this whole year, there's been a fiasco of tidbits coming out about Diddy and his alleged abuse, all the way up to the point where we actually seen the abuse on video, as far as him kicking and just physically abusing and assaulting Cassie, who was the first person to come out and really put a stamp on the truth as far as what occurred, as far as the illegal actions when it came to Diddy. And then throughout my time of covering hip hop, you talk to certain people behind the scenes and you get to realize that everybody knows what Diddy was doing. Why did nobody speak up? Is it because he founded Sean John? Is it because he was one of the first black figures to have a whole business deal with Diageo as far as his Ciroc vodka? Is it because he had a whole entire television network as far as Revolt? Why did nobody speak up when it came to everybody knowing the alleged claims of him assaulting his significant others and people in general over and over and over? I mean, people joke about him blowing up Kid Cudi's car like it's just some random Boondocks episode, when it actually happened in real life. So over 8 lawsuits related to the sexual misconduct has been brought against Diddy, including the one from Cassie Ventura, which was the most important one because that one was settled in like less than 24 hours, which lets you led people to believe that she actually had some claims that held some credence, which is why when the video actually came out, it was shocking to the public because that was something Diddy didn't want out in the first place, which is why the settlement happened so quick when it came to Cassie Ventura's accusation. And then later on, Homeland Security literally raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami back in March with assistance from multiple regional offices. So all of these accusations that have been brought to the forefront is not something that just recently happened. These are instances and accusations from the years of 1991 all the way to 2003, all the way up to now, where a lot more people are coming out accusing Diddy of alleged rape, trafficking, and other forms of abuse. As far as the media coverage, if you look up P. Diddy Analytic Dreamz, you will see my coverage of me just detailing this whole entire debacle as it happened, which really started with DeLeon as far as him actually ending the deal with Diageo as far as his Ciroc vodka. I think I said DeLeon. I misspoke. I meant Diageo. When his partnership ended with that, interestingly enough, these accusations started to come out, and now, in consequence of that, he has been arrested, which should show everybody that no matter how powerful you think you are and untouchable, there's always somebody bigger and better than you to put you in your place, as P. Diddy's actions are unexcusable and should face whatever the consequences are when it comes to the justice system. Now, of course, his legal team is going to keep condemning the actions, saying that this is excessive, saying that this is a witch hunt, talking about how Diddy, while not perfect, he's not a criminal. It's very interesting the amount of smoke and mirrors that's being played right now, but it's very interesting to me personally seeing one of the most influential figures ever in hip hop going down like this. It's a very sad sight to see because you should face justice for doing illegal acts. But on the other hand, recognizing that one of our most influential figures ever in hip hop went down this path is just downright saddening because of the amount of influence that he had as far as the black community and hip hop in general, being more respected, being able to be in different rooms where we could make decisions which impacted the black community as a whole. I mean, some would have him up there as one of the most successful black entrepreneurs ever in life. So when we're talking about Diddy, we're not just talking about some random person being arrested, which everybody says that justice plays no favoritism to people who break the law, which is just blatantly not true. If you watch any crime show, if you watch any actual real life show when it comes to the justice system, it's about what you can prove, not what happened. And usually the people in power are able to maneuver certain things through monetary value and monetary gains to make them look a different way, which you see all the time. But art mimics real life, and now we're seeing it in 4K as Sean Diddy Combs being arrested is beyond saddening. That's just the only word I can keep coming up with, because at the end of the day, criminals do need to face justice. But on the other hand, it's sad that he went down this path, that he took those actions, those illegal actions allegedly, that led him to get arrested, because the type of people, the amount of people that he let down is just insurmountable, and one of the biggest reasons to why people look at hip hop the way that they do today is because of things like this. So hip hop is definitely not the place for the most moral high grounds and standards as far as looking up to different idols or things of that nature, which you shouldn't do in general. But when it comes to Diddy, you definitely look at him as far as as far as an influential figure, as far as what you want to aspire towards in the future, as far as an entrepreneur and making it from zero to hero, for lack of a better phrase. So when I'm talking about this, on one hand, this man deserves to face what he's going to face simply off of the actions that we literally seen on video with him physically abusing Cassie. But then on the other hand, as a hip hop connoisseur and just avid studier of the game that's called hip hop, very disappointing that one of our biggest pioneers in the genre let his entire people down. So with that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do y'all think about P. Diddy being arrested following a grand jury indictment? And what do you think about one of the most historic moments in hip hop history, which is now stamped in time, September 6, 2024, with Sean Diddy Combs being arrested? What is your biggest takeaway from the legacy of Sean Diddy Combs?